The following is a presentation of the Dragon Sports Network.
Deep in the heart of Calhoun County, it is the 43rd meeting between the Junction City Dragons and those canines from Calhoun County, the Hampton Bulldogs. Good evening, I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and welcome to Andy Anders Field at Boyd Arnold Stadium. A big conference game in the 8AA tonight. Hampton tied for first place in the conference race. They defeated Bearden in opening conference play last week. I believe the score 43-0. Junction City picking up their first conference win over Parker's Chapel 60-28. For both teams, there's a lot on the line. Let's start with Hampton. Hampton, a win tonight keeps them in the hunt for the conference title. It also, depending on how things play out, it will keep them in the running for a big playoffs, or a high playoff seed, I should say. You know, at the worst, the number 2. For Junction City, they are trying to keep pace, of course, with Fordyce, hoping that maybe someone can upset the Red Bugs. But for the main thing, they want to get that 2 seed for the playoffs. Right now, the captains are on the field for Junction City: Chance Rowland and Ryan Allen. The Bulldog captains are out there, and I want to thank the BS in the Bulldog Sports Network. They provide us with a roster, and we got to visit with them, and some really good guys, and they really do a great job on their stream. I want to shout out to them. Captain, the main captain stepping up for the Bulldogs at the moment, number 10, that is Jake Strickland. Hampton wins the toss. They decline. Junction City will receive to get things rolling. So we are about set to begin. Want to welcome you, of course, to the DSN's coverage of Junction City football. Last 3 weeks have been kind of rough, but folks, we're hoping for a good night tonight and an exciting game. I want to also point out it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and, of course, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Week at a lot of the schools, so you will see a lot of purple. A lot of pink. You got my colors wrong there. A lot of pink. I'm used to saying purple. I'm already being given a hard time. I won't call no names. But, I'm used to purple, okay? But a lot of pink on the Hampton fans tonight, or Hampton student body tonight, and they got a big spirit line forming over to our right. And we are about set as Junction City takes the field. We're waiting on the Bulldogs. The 43rd meeting. Junction City leads the series 32-10. And, of course, the news that Junction City fans have been wanting to hear will be the return of quarterback Corey DeBose. It'll be interesting tonight to see how he performs. And I say this, you shouldn't expect a lot right off the bat. He's got to get the rust out, make sure everything is going good as far as the healing and all, and, take a few licks and all. The most important thing, of course, is keeping him healthy, getting ready for the playoffs. For the Dragons, though, at the same time they're getting ready for the playoffs, they want that high seed that I mentioned. So you got a lot of factors to look at. Coach Brad Smith, if you heard the coaches show on game night, talked about some of the things he wanted to see, and one of the main things he wanted to see was this offense clicking like it did last week. A better performance, he said, out of the defense. He wanted them to perform like they did for some of the game, but not like they did for a while there where they were giving up long touchdowns. Something that did not sit well with Coach Smith. As I mentioned a while ago, Hampton won the toss. They declined to the second half. Junction City has the kickoff return team on the field. Back deep. I believe got Williams, Johnson, and the up man closest to us here, Key. Back deep for the Dragons. On the far side is Smith. So we are about set to kick off the 43rd renewal of this fracas between the Dogs and Dragons. Folks, it is an absolutely gorgeous night here in Calhoun County. Perfect weather for football. I hope I could talk him into go get me some hot chocolate they got in the concession stand. This would be the perfect night for it. Love it. We are set. And they're going to kind of squib it down the field. Key's going to field it on the run. He's got a little bit of running room there, and Key goes across the 40 to about the 43-yard line, and that's where Junction City will go to work 1st and 10. About a 24-yard return, somewhere in that neighborhood. The ball down on the, let's see, they're going to spot it at the 41 is where they say he got to. 1st and 10, Dragons. Quarterback gives. This is going to be Ivory. Ivory will pick up a couple. 2nd down. Let's call it 2nd and we'll give it 8. Bulldogs in their black and gold with the pink socks. Junction City, road white and purple. 2nd down, and he got him to jump. Johnson, hard count. We'll pick up 5 off of that. And let's give it 2nd and about 3. As the ball now sits on close to the 49-yard line, right past 48 a little bit. Just underway from Andy Andersfield. Johnson. The give is to Ivory. Ivory with running room. Ivory breaks it open. He's got one man to beat, makes a cut, and will go down at about the 15 following a 37-yard run by A.J. Ivory. He had one man to beat, tried to make the cut. Could not get the number on the Bulldog that got him, but did a good job of bringing him down because if it wasn't for him, A.J. Ivory goes into the end zone. So Junction City in the purple zone on their first possession. Again, the give is to Ivory. He gets to the outside. He'll go to about the 10. They go to the far side. There's kind of hard to see where, but I'm going to say he got near the 10-yard line. Now they're going to mark him down at about the 11. So a pickup of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Opening possession for the Dragons. They started from their 41. Ivory's run a 37 has put them in the purple zone, and following that run, they're sitting right outside the 10. They're going to feed Ivory again. He goes up the middle, but flags are down everywhere. As soon as it was snapped and handed off to him, the flags flew. And it's on the Dragons. So holding against Junction City, that'll wipe out the touchdown. And I have to admit, folks, that could possibly be the fastest hold in the history of holding. Because, they came out right at this. So it backs us up to the 22-yard line. Backs the Dragons up to the 22-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down from there. Johnson back, looks, throws behind, deflected. It goes behind Ryan Allen, incomplete. And the Dragons face a 3rd and 20. Good job by the Bulldogs defending on that pass. Allen, and we've seen him do this a lot this year, folks. He gets that step. He's gone. And he had a step on the defender then. So 3rd and 20. Key and Smith split. Ivory in the backfield fakes. Johnson rolls out. He's got pressure, and he gets out of it. Johnson looking. Now he'll throw and overthrows the intended receiver, and I'm not sure. Key was in the area, but who else was over there? Was that Hudson? Hudson was over there in the area, and it goes incomplete. 4th down. No doubt the Dragons will go for it. The problem is it's 4th and 20. Let's go defense. 4th and 20. Johnson back, looking. He's got a man open. It's Smith, and he drops it. Smith had made the cut, got open, could not hang on. The pass was there, folks. And it will be Hampton taking over on the 22-yard line. 1st and 10. 9:33 remaining, opening quarter. The Dragons opening possession. Ends at the Hampton 22. They did get as far as the 11, 12-yard line of Hampton, but that was it. So the Bulldogs go to work, 1st and 10. Here's a high snap, but they get it down. Junction City immediately closing in. Rolling one of the Dragons in on the tackle. The ball carrier was Johnson, so he got about a yard. And it will be 2nd and 9. Two of the main running backs to watch out for Hampton, Zy Johnston and McCory Lindsay. Lindsay and Johnson, the two they like to work the most. They go to Johnson again. Got some running room, but the Dragons kind of stretch them out. And Key coming in to make the tackle for Junction City. He brings up 3rd down. And let's call it 8. So Junction City so far, the Dragons, they brought up a lot of freshmen. Some of them will play, and I believe some are out there now. So the Dragons, it's going to help them. They needed some size on the line, and they needed some help at linebacker. And they got it with the freshman class here. There's the snap, back, looks, throws. The ball is there but dropped by number 10, and that was Strickland. It brings up 4th and 8. If Strickland had got it, Christopher Norman, who's having a great year, not only with punting but defense, was there. So 4th down, 8 minutes exactly remaining in the opening quarter. Johnson is set for the return at about the Junction City 45, 44-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now he's going to back it up just a little bit more. High snap, they get rid of it, and it's going to be a line drive kick. Johnson has a chance for the return. Here he comes, 50, 45, 40. Johnson makes a cut, still on his feet at the 35, breaks another tackle, goes to about the 30. Great return by Jamal Johnson. He'll take it from about the 45 down to the 31, a 24-yard return. He puts the Dragons in great field position here on their 2nd possession. So, Junction City with a big opportunity here. Their first possession ended at the Hampton 22. This one is starting from the Hampton 31. Here comes Ivory straight ahead. He gets tripped up, but he will get, depending on the spot, close to the 25-yard line. We'll see where they put it. They're going to put it on the, they say knee touched at the 26. So call that a 5-yard gain, 2nd down. From the 26, 2nd and 5. Johnson feeds Ivory again. Ivory trying to cut it off. This time the Bulldogs are there waiting on him. And number 50 coming in, that is Connor Rowland. Great tackle. A sophomore. He did a real good job holding this position, and Ivory was wanting to kind of pop that out, and he had some running room, but Rowland with a great tackle. It brings up 3rd and 5. Dragons sitting at the Hampton 26. Again, here comes Ivory. There goes Ivory. He's got some running room. He cuts it to the outside. He's going inside the 10 to about the 5. It will be inside the 10-yard line. We'll wait for the spot, but it will be a 1st and goal situation for Junction City. A.J. Ivory, he got at least, it's going to be close to a 20-yard run. Let's see where the spot is at. They're going to say the 6-yard line and a 20-yard run for Ivory. First and goal. Big opportunity for the Dragons. They feed him again. He cuts it off tackle and nowhere to go. Great job by the Bulldogs. And Hampton claimed fumble, but the referee said no, we'd already blew the whistle. He was down. As the clock hits the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
No gain on the play. Second down.
They're going to say no gain, 2nd and 10.
Let's come around this left side from Williams. Put Williams and let him come around this left side. We'll try the right off. Let's go. Get behind.
They've been feeding Ivory steadily here. Empty backfield. Johnson keeps. Johnson inside. Johnson pushes to about the 1-yard line. About a 5-yard gain and brings up 3rd and goal. And you folks might as well just say, you got to capitalize on this. This is a golden opportunity for the Dragons. Johnson keeps it. Johnson's in for the score. Dragons strike first with 5:07 remaining in the first quarter. Junction City up 6-0, pending the 2-point conversion. And you like seeing that. Junction City offense, despite not scoring on that first possession, you have to if you're grading them early, so far so good. That's the grade I give them. So far so good. 2-point attempt. Johnson, quick flip to Williams. Williams makes a cut, drives. He's got it. So with 5:07 remaining in the first quarter, our score is Junction City 8, Hampton nothing. You're watching Dragon football on the DSN. Back at 30. .507 remaining first quarter. The Dragons strike first. They're up 8-0 and are set to kick off following let's call it a 3-yard touchdown run by Jamal Johnson. Williams with the 2-point conversion. And that's where we stand, 8-0. Jamal Johnson getting ready to tee it up from the 40. And I'm trying to see, I believe that is Johnson for Hampton back at about the 20-yard line. See where the return's at. Junction City's going to squib it up high, and before they can do anything, whistles blow, flags fly. And let's see what they're going to, I believe it's on Junction, going to back us up 5, should be. They're going to tee it up from the 35. So here we go again. Johnson is going to kick it deep. He drives it back. A little bit of bobbling. Now they'll pick it up. And the return man for Hampton, I believe, was number 12. That was Summerlin. I believe I said that right. I hope I did. On the return, he gets it up near the 40. Wilson on the tackle for Junction City. So the Dragons go to work. The Bulldogs go to work. I'm used to saying Dragons, folks. From the 38-yard line. Now, wait a minute. They put it down. It's going to be a 37-yard line. 1st and 10. Junction City defense looking good on the first possession, forcing a 3 and out. See what they can do here. They bring a blitz and a quick pass out to number 11. But Junction City, Norman wraps that up before anything can take place. And that is number 11 for Hampton, Galbert, and Corey DeBose also in on the tackle. So seeing him on defense a little bit, seeing how things are going, and he's looking good so far.
No gain. Second down.
In fact, it's a good job of coverage, no gain. I thought he might have got a yard, but they say no gain. So Junction City read that perfectly. Christopher Norman had 2 big plays already on defense. And I agree with Mr. Cup. I can hear him in my headphones. There's good C number 6 on that field. Second down, they're going to try it again from the other side, and there is nothing happening. In fact, a big tackle by number 50, and that is Davis. He came in hard. They'll get 1 yard gain, and once again they went to Summerlin to the other side of the field. The quarterback, Phillips, number 3, throwing it that or attempting to pass that time. And it brings up 3rd and 9 for Hampton. They're going to try. They're going to keep it on the ground. They saw a little something there, and it worked. Great run. That was Johnson. It was a pickup of about, I'm going to say about 15 there. Great run. And they hit us right in the middle. And on 3rd and 9, the Bulldogs convert, fresh set of downs. The ball is at the 44 of Junction City, first down. 3 minutes remaining, first quarter. Dragons on top, 8-0. Here's the handoff. This is going to be Johnson again. He fights through tackles. Good run. Give Johnson credit. Good run. He fought through about 3 or 4 tackles, and we got a flag on the field. And gonna depend on what was seen. I believe we're gonna have holding. And now they're pointing, well, he pointed both ways, face mask. He waves off the hold, calls a face mask. And I'd love to know how he come up with a face mask on a tackle that was in the legs. And that's all I'll say on that one. So just a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the Dragon 33. And here's another run up the middle. Norman on the tackle, but not after Lindsey on this call. Goes to the, I'm trying to see about where they're going to mark it at. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The ball is placed at the 23-yard line of Junction City. And the cheerleaders here are watching out for footballs. And here's a good tackle as they try to swing it outside. And that was Wilson on the tackle, and that was trying to get a number there. I'm going to say that was Lindsey. Listen, no gain on the play. So 2nd and 10. Now they're going to show about a 1-yard gain, but looked like he got back to the line of scrimmage. That was it. 2nd down. Flags fly immediately. And the official calls procedure on the Bulldogs. And I have to admit, I concur with Mr. Cup. I did not see any movement at all. But they say there was. We won't argue, and that's 5 yards, and it makes it 2nd and 14. Ball sitting on the Dragon 27-yard line. Junction City scored on their second possession, converted to 2 points. They lead at 8-0 as we roll to the 1-minute mark of the first quarter. A fast played first quarter. Hampton was going to the air. They throw, it's caught, and now the ball is, he's going to be called down. He tried to flip the ball forward for some reason. The question I got is he throws the pass and it's caught, but I'm trying to look at the number. Is that a lineman or a tight end number? I can't tell. They got the black jerseys gold, Okay, that was a tight. I feel say look like a lineman downfield, and he's big like a lineman, but he wasn't. Nonetheless, great job there by. Well, now the officials are talking it over, and Norman DeBose on the tackle. Great job. They're calling Hampton for a illegal forward pass, and that should be a loss of down. Yes. Let's see what they do here. They're showing third down on the board, and they're going to need about, not sure how much, as the clock rolls under 50 seconds here in the first quarter. I'm going to say about 15 for a first. Junction brings the pressure again, and going to be a short gain, nothing more. Wilson Estrada on the tackle. Norman coming in to finish it up. Great job. I'll say this right now about Norman, folks. He is having a heck of a year defensively. Heck of a year. Not only outstanding punter as far as I'm concerned, has probably one of the best net averages as far as just you hardly ever see one of his punts get returned. But this year, really having a big year defensively. The Bulldogs will go for it on 4th and 14. They put a trip formation to the top, but they will probably wait till the start of the second quarter because we have come to the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books here at Andy Anders Field at Boyd Arnold Stadium. Our score, Junction City 8, Hampton nothing. You're watching Dragon football on the DSN back in 60. We are set to start the second quarter here in Calhoun County. A beautiful night, as I mentioned earlier. Junction City leading at 8-0. The Bulldogs will go for it on 4th and 14 from the Dragon 26. Big play coming up here. Hampton will put trips to the bottom of the field. And we are set to go. Here it is. The back looking. Pressure's coming. Trying to get some room to run, and does. And DeBose saves them from getting into the end zone as he knocks them out close to the 11. Should be enough for a Hampton first down, and it is. Great scramble by the quarterback, Phillips. He had the pressure coming, and Junction City couldn't quite rope him off from getting to the outside. And a big play by the Bulldogs sets them up with a 1st and 10 from the Dragon 11. Here's the give. Johnson with running room, trying to get to the outside. Will get to the outside and will score. So you hear the barking from the crowd with 11:24 remaining in the second quarter. Hampton is now on the board. It is 8-6, and pretty sure the Dogs will go for 2. That was a very good run by Johnson. He's been the main back so far that's really done it for the Bulldogs. Junction City working with Ivory, Hampton going with Johnson. The Dogs are going to kick it, but I believe Junction City not paying attention. Coach Smith been aggravated about that. I don't mind aggressiveness, but we got to be a little more focused. They jump. And now they're saying hold everything. They were drawn offside. We'll take that. I won't argue that. So take back the not focused. They were focused. And Hampton, they were going to kick it anyway. We'll now kick it back. We'll take it back a little bit further and try it. There's snap. Ball's down. The kick is no good. It got deflected. And I believe that is Wilson. Yeah, number 56, Wilson, got a hand on the football and deflected it. And when it was lead the score 8-6, we're going to leave it right here. So Hampton getting ready to kick off. Real quick, I'd like to announce that I won the Guess the Crowd tonight for Junction City. I picked 95. We're past 95. Since I had the highest number, I win, but then I was informed that I would be the one buying dinner. So I'll leave it up to you folks to figure out how a guy wins the pick 'em, and then he's told he gets to buy. I don't think that's fair. The other note I want to pass along real quick, Hampton cheerleaders have been tossing out footballs here. 4 of them have got cannons on them. I want to tell you now, they can chunk it. In fact, Mike could play a little quarterback. Meanwhile, we got one heck of a game developing here in Calhoun County. Junction City leads at 8-6, and as we mentioned earlier on the pregame show and when we came on the air, this is a big game in the 8AA conference. Hampton is currently tied for first. Junction City trying to nail down the 2 seed. If the Bulldogs can't win the conference, of course, they want to get a high seed that you heard Coach Doug Means talk about on the pregame show. And here's the kick. And Corey DeBose is going to return it. Or excuse me, I believe that is Norman. I saw the single digit, and that was Norman. He gets it up to the 45-yard line. Of course, Coach Means talking about, hey, our main thing is get as high seed as possible for the playoffs. Coach Smith basically saying, the same thing when I talked to him earlier today. So you're looking at playoff seeding. Of course, throw in bragging rights. It's a conference game. These two do go back a ways. It is the 43rd meeting. Junction City holds the advantage at 32-10 in this series. And right now, the Dragons also hold the football as they will begin 1st and 10 from their own 45. 11:05 remaining, second quarter. Dragons up 8-6. Johnson feeds Ivory. Ivory with running room. Ivory busts the middle and keeps on going to about the 25-yard line of Hampton. He hit the middle and just kept right on trucking. And a 30-yard gain for A.J. Ivory. He takes it from the Dragon 45 to the Hampton 25. So fresh set of downs, and Junction City in business again. And Ivory has been the go-to guy tonight. I think he's gotten nearly all the carries, maybe minus 1. Here goes Ivory again. There goes Ivory. Cuts it to the outside running room. Lowers his shoulders and plows down to inside the 10 to the 7-8 yard line. I see watching the official here to see where he stops at. And they're going to put it at the 9-yard line. So another big run, 16 this time for Ivory. That will put the Dragons in a 1st and goal situation. Inside the purple zone for the 3rd time. Johnson fakes it, spins out, keeps it, is still going, and is in for a touchdown. Unbelievable. He was supposed to hand off to Ivory. And I believe a little misunderstanding. And Jamal Johnson, a 9-yard, I'm going to call it dipsy doodle run into the end zone. It's still not as good as the McCory run he had. I won't forget that one. But now going for 2. Johnson throws. Smith's got it. The 2 is good. 9:46 remaining in the second quarter. Our new score, Junction City 16, Hampton 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Dragon Sports Network. Junction City's offense, if you were grading it, folks, right now, you got to give them a solid A. 3 possessions. They scored twice, should have scored 3 times. But the Dragons have moved the ball very well against a very formidable Hampton defense. And give Hampton a little credit. Their offense got it going last possession and scored. 16-6 is where we had Junction City on top. With 9:46 remaining second quarter, Dragons kicking off. Ball goes back to about now. It's fault. The ball gets lost there by the return man, who is Johnson, but give him credit. Miller on the tackle. Johnson, let us see where they're going to put the ball down at, folks. About the 37-yard line. Once he got a hold of it, I like the way he returned. He just took off and took it straight up the middle. You know, hey, I'll get what I can get, and he got a pretty good chunk of yards. So Hampton in pretty good field position as they start from their own 37, 1st and 10. And Junction City was looking for the run there. And give Johnson credit. They were looking for him, but he managed to get over the 40 to about the 41, 42-yard line. About a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. Phillips, the quarterback, gets the play. Surveys the defense. He's got Johnson in the backfield with him. 2nd and 5. Here's the give. They're going to, there's a fake, and a great hole opens up for Phillips. And he will get the first down. In fact, he gets to about the 49-yard line of Hampton. Davis on the tackle, but the Bulldogs are on the move again. We got I guess we'll put it like this, folks. Got a good one brewing here in Calhoun County tonight. From the 49, 1st and 10. Phillips, the feed is to Johnson. Johnson with running room, lowers the shoulder, goes over the 45 down to the 41. Should have another first down for Hampton. If not, he is extremely close to a first down, and they're going to mark him just short by about maybe a yard.
2nd down, about a yard to go.
From the 41-yard line of Junction City, the Bulldog offense starting to kick it in gear again. 7:50 remaining second quarter. Phillips with split backs. And Junction City bringing the pressure. It's going to depend on the spot. Should have the first down. The Dragons are crowding the offensive, they're crowding the offensive line. And from here, it looks like he's got it. But they're going to say, no, they're saying he don't have it. 3rd and less than a yard. And Junction City again starting to work everybody up close. As Phillips gets ready for the snap. He's got split backs. He's going to give, and this is going to be, he'll get the first down. Lindsey will go to about the 39, 38-yard line. They're going to put it down on the 38-yard line. That is a Hampton Bulldog first down as the clock shows 7 minutes remaining till the half. Dragons with a 10-point lead, 16-6. Junction City's defense has been on the prowl tonight. They have been crowding the line, challenging this Hampton running attack. And Hampton has stuck with it. High snap, but Phillips pulls it down. He's got Junction's just not getting there in time. They look like they had him, but he had a little bit of a hole to get through. He goes to the 35. He should have been caught in the backfield. Give Phillips credit. He gets to the 34, 33-yard line, in fact. A 5-yard gain, rolling on the tackle. And Hampton with a 2nd and 5. Junction City's getting penetration. They're just not getting there in time. Phillips, the give is to Lindsey. Lindsey breaks loose from a couple tackles and takes it to the 29. He's just short of the first down by about 1.5 yards. So it brings up 3rd down. Let's call it a short 2 from the Dragon 29-yard line. And surveying the home side here. Good crowd tonight for Hampton. Real good crowd. They put a man in motion. Phillips gives. That is going to be, he is stopped at the line, pushed back to the 30. And that was Strickland on the carry. He went in motion, got the handoff, but he had to stop to make a cut, and Junction City will wrap him up. In fact, he lost about 1/2 yard. It's going to be 4th down. No doubt the Bulldogs will go for it as the clock rolls under 5 minutes here in the 2nd quarter. Big play right here. Dogs definitely going for it. Phillips surveys the defense. Junction City brings them up. Here's the give. He's got running room. That's Johnson. And he just shot through the Dragon defense. Great run. Goes to the 17-yard line, picks up 13. Junction City walked everybody up close, but Johnson just ran right around them, picking up 13 and a 1st down. So from the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Hampton in the red zone again, or I guess in their case, we could say the black and gold zone. A very fast-played first half, folks. Both teams basically keeping it on the ground. Here's Johnson again. Johnson just runs over the Dragon defense, plows inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 11-yard gain. It will give the Bulldogs a 1st and goal situation. And a problem the Dragons have dealt with all season, the middle of the defensive line. All at once, Hampton is starting to get some room there, and Johnson is going to work. In fact, it's been a battle of 2 running backs. Ivory for Junction City, Johnson for Hampton. 3:50 remaining till the half. There's that man again, but this time Junction City was ready. So it's going to be a loss, I believe, on that play as Johnson is brought down by Davis. Good job of Davis getting penetration and wrapping him up. And so far, Davis has 5 tackles. So big night so far for this young man. 3:20 remaining first half. Hampton with a 2nd and goal from the 9. A loss of 2 on the last play. Phillips again. And he fakes the handoff. He's going to take it to the outside. Flags fly. And from where they flew and when they flew, I believe it's the old holding call. And it is. So that will back them up 5. And excuse me, no. Going to back them up 10. I stand corrected. I don't want to shortchange the penalty. So 2nd and 20. And the clock is still rolling. And it was supposed to, well, I'll leave that alone too. 2nd and 20. And now we got a timeout. We're going to take it with them, folks. Our score, Junction City 16, Hampton 6. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Dragon Sports Network. 2nd and 20 for the Bulldogs, 2:55 remaining in the second quarter. Phillips overlooking the defense. There's a snap back, is going to go to the air, throws, it's caught, and got some running room. That is number 11. Still going and goes into the end zone as several Dragons had a shot and missed them. That is Galbert. And with 2:44 remaining in the first half, it is now 16-12. Great run by Galbert. Looked like he was going to be brought down a couple of times and broke out of tackles to score. So now 16-12, waiting on a 2-point, I believe a 2-point conversion. I would assume definitely Hampton's going for 2 here, and they are. So here we go, 2-point conversion. They're going to give it to Johnson, and a good tackle. I believe that was DeBose on the tackle, and that will stop the 2-point conversion. No good. So with 2:44 remaining, our score now is 16-12. And Junction City will receive the kickoff here, and that is very important. Hopefully they can get something before the half because Hampton will get the ball to start the second half, so keep that in mind. So far, the Dragons have fed it to A.J. Ivory. He has 10 rushes at the moment for 114 yards. He has been the focal point of the offense so far. And I'm going to go to the USW scoreboard. Talk to me, Mr. Ashcraft.
Well, Wayne, before that touchdown, it was Gurdon 6, Pullen 0, but now that I look at it, it's Gurdon 6, Pullen 8, quarter 2.
Whoa. And that was a game we talked about. And you want to hear us talk a little bit about halftime. In the pregame show, we talked about Gurdon teams to kind of watch. Gurdon is one of them, folks. Kind of a dark horse team, not being talked about very much. Little struggles early on, but they have been steady ever since. And I believe their record going into that game, 5-2. Poland, of course, trying to build on their success from last year, the most successful year in the history of their football program. They haven't been around that long. And trying to build on that and make another playoff run. Hampton set to kick it off. They're going to aim it toward the sideline. Smith with the return from the 31. Straight up the field goes Smith. He's still going. They're going to say no, out of bounds. And here comes the flags. So Hampton, I'm pretty sure going to be flagged for a hit out of bounds. But he was running. He had stepped out of bounds. The whistles were blowing. Then the flags come in right after the tackle, and I believe that's what they're going to get on. Let's see. Yes, they are. They move it up. Yep, that's what they're calling. In the kid from Hampton's defense, the guy's still running, and he's right on the sideline. They didn't realize the whistle had been blown. But now the problem they're having is where the ball's supposed to be marked at. Nail's saying it's got to be marked from where he went out. He went out, yeah. Now Chris Nail, the head official, I know him. Let's see. The official, they're pointing from 3 different spots. What they're trying to do is determine where to start marking off the penalty. The penalty should be marked off from where he went out of bounds. Where he stepped out of bounds is where it should be marked at. Now they're coming. Yeah. Wherever he stepped out. And they're going to put it down now on the 40. So from the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for Junction City. A.J. Ivory in the backfield with Jamal Johnson. Having a big game so far. Gets the call again. Cuts it to the outside. Got some running room. Lowers the shoulders. Goes to close to the 30. It'll be a gain of about 9. So Ivory with 9 more. She brings up a 2nd and 1. Clock shows 2:16. And with the way the game is unfolding, a big possession for the Dragons. In fact, we got a timeout called. Folks, we're going to step away real quick for 30 seconds. We'll be back. 2:16 remaining in the first half. Junction City with a 2nd and 1 from the Hampton 31. A.J. Ivory just picking up 9 more. And a big possession for the Dragons. As I said before the break there, the way this game's unfolding, you got to take advantage of every opportunity. Here's a quick pass. Smith's got it, and Smith's got a first down and a little bit more. And Hampton is not worried. You watch how they're setting up the defense, folks. They're not really worried about Junction City passing attack. But let me say this, Jacob Smith, we talked about this evening at supper. He has been having a big game this year as a receiver. He's getting about 2 or 3 receptions a game, and that's a big help. As Ivory comes charging through, Ivory lowers the shoulder, goes into the end zone. Flags fly. Let's see what we got. And I'm not sure who they're going to get. But the flag flew out as Ivory charged into the end zone. And he called it against Hampton. Touchdown stands for Junction. Touchdown Junction City, he says. Okay. 1:47 remaining till the half. It is now 22-12 Junction City, pending the 2-point conversion. Where the flag landed, I saw a Junction City lineman right there. I said, okay, they got it on us. I didn't just come out and say, but I figured that's what it was going to be. But he said, no, the holding was on Hampton. Not sure who held. But A.J. Ivory took it in from, I believe that was 24-yard line, about a 24-yard run. A.J. having a big night. Here's the 2-point conversion. Almost intercepted. They were trying to hook up with Ryan Allen. No good. So the score remains 22-12, 1:47 remaining. And Junction City need the defense to come out and do their thing and take that 10-point lead into the locker room. Hampton has all 3 timeouts. Has 1 timeout remaining. Junction City has all 3 timeouts. And let me say this real quick. Denton on the pick the score tonight, picked 12, so Hampton's already at 12, so you're doing real good. And I think we're fixing to jump over while we're waiting folks to the USW scoreboard. Let's do that. Mr. Ashcraft, throw us some scores out there.
Yeah, I've got Glen Rose 7, Center Point 13, Smackover 8, Pine Bluff Dollarway 22, Equipment 0, Bigelow 18.
Bigelow leading Equipment. That was picked as a game of the week, I believe, by Hootens. But we're going to talk about rankings and teams at halftime. And I got a feeling, my opinion, that somebody else is going to be along the same line. Here's the kick. They're going to kind of pooch it up to the side. Hampton's going to try to set up the return. He's got some running room, still going, and up to the 45. Jacob Smith gets in there, holds on, and brings him down. Hey, give him credit. I don't know if I can just hit you and knock you down, but I'm going to grab you and hold on to you. Good job by Smith. The return will get up to the 45, and that's where Hampton will go to work with 1:38 remaining. Bulldogs have 1 timeout. Junction City has all 3 of theirs. The key here is shutting the Dogs down, taking that 10-point lead into the locker room. Hampton gets the ball to start the second half. So let's see what Hampton does. They have primarily been on the ground with Johnson, but with 1:38 remaining, let's see what the Dogs do. They're going to start it again. It's on the ground, and Junction will push them out of bounds. Give Key credit for the tackle. He gets about 3 yards on it, stops the clock, 1:34 remaining till the half.
Run out of bounds by Jacorian Key. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball's at the 48-yard line.
Hampton and Junction City. When you look at it, folks, this will become one of the Dragons' possibly, I said may make the top 10 oldest rivalries. I'll expand on that in a little bit here following this play. Phillips gets the snap, looks, now they're going to go to the air. He's got pressure coming. He's going to take it. Now he'll throw. It is overthrown, incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7. Junction City's oldest rivals, or 2 of the oldest, is Norfolk, which is the oldest by far, 78. Of course, Norfolk is consolidated with Smackover. Strong has went 8-man football. Junction City had played them close to 70 times. They had played Norfolk 78 times. Bearden is definitely, as far as active, the oldest. We play them next week. This is the 43rd meeting with Hampton. I know there's more out there. We just couldn't verify them. But with teams, schools consolidating, as Johnson's going to bust the middle. Still going. Junction trying to tackle. You cannot tackle Johnson high. You got to get low with him. He goes inside the 30. 119 remaining. But with teams disappearing from the schedule, I guess you could say it best, consolidation or 8-man football, whatever, the Bulldogs become one of the Dragons' top 10 rivals. And right now the Bulldogs wanting to cut in there, looking real good. 106 remaining as Phillips takes the snap. They're going to throw an outlet pass. It is incomplete. And you saw the Dragons diving on it. If that ball had been behind the receiver, that's a live ball. And it goes incomplete. 102 remaining till the half. Hampton comes in with a 2-4 record, but the most important record is 1-0. That is their win over Bearden last week in conference play. They're wanting to keep pace with Fordyce. Junction City wanting to keep pace and grab that 2. See, high snap. And the Dragons are back there immediately. They'll wrap Johnson up and bring him down. The 56, Wilson, breaking that up. And timeout Hampton. That's their last one with 50.8 seconds remaining. We're going to take it with them. 30-second one. We'll be back. Score Junction City 22, Hampton 12. You're watching Dragon football on the DSN. Before we get back to action here, folks, let's go to USW scoreboard. Mr. Ashcraft got a couple more scores to pass along.
Yeah, Wayne, that's Greenwood 28, Benton 14. Second quarter, El Dorado 7, Sylvan Hills 7.
All right. El Dorado trying to keep pace in the, I think 6 South, I'm not sure. But and doing a good job so far. Hampton facing a 3rd and 14, 50 seconds till the half. High snap again. Phillips has got pressure coming. Throws it away, incomplete.
Like Tommy said, best players on the sideline are 3 on 6.
And that will bring up 4th and 14, 45 seconds left. 34-yard line of Junction City is where the Bulldogs are at. No doubt they'll go for it. They have been very successful on 4th down so far. They had I think a 4th and 20 and converted, and I forgot the other distance. But 2 successful 4th down conversions so far, and they're going to try to make it 3. The Dogs will go for it. 45 seconds till the half. Phillips surveys the defense. Johnson in the backfield with him. Twins to the top. Junction City shows it, and they're coming, bringing the rush. The ball, as it goes, it's intercepted. Just as he thought it, he got hit. DeBose with the interception. He's got running room. Still going, still going. And they're going to mark it down. We got a Bulldog player down on the far side of the field. They're going to mark it down inside the 35, I believe.
Intercepted by Corey DuBose.
And Corey returned it about
He returned the ball down to
more than that. He had
To the 35-yard line.
He returned it to the 35, about where he picked it off at, if I remember correctly. It's going to be about a 45-yard return. Great start for the Dragons on this one with 31 seconds left. Remember, folks, Junction City's got all three 52-yard return on the interception. I get that from the stat guys. Thank you. Clock starts before the snap. And Williams has got some running room, gets to the outside, cuts back inside, goes down to about the 21, and you burn a timeout here, and they still don't. Now they do. Kind of like to see them get out of bounds. Not necessarily to stay with timeout, but to save as much time as you can. So you got 18 seconds left. You would save time for 3 plays. I have been places where you can run way more than that. I'll leave it at that. So Junction City has 2 timeouts. And the ball's on the 21-yard line, just outside the purple zone. And the Dragons, I tell you, the way they've been pounding that ball, they may stay on the ground again and try it. You can burn a timeout if it's not successful and then take your chances. But you would love, dearly, dearly love to see them score here. Go into the half with about a three possession lead. As I said before, Hampton gets the ball to start the second half. And we're coming out of the timeout. Bulldog defense taking the field. Junction City. Williams is in. Johnson has been at quarterback. DeBose has been on defense, has run some as a receiver on offense. And in fact, as I speak, he's out wide right now. Johnson's back. He's going to throw. He's got DeBose. He's touchdown, Junction City. A good, well thrown ball by Jamal Johnson and a great catch over the shoulder by Corey DeBose. Great play. 13.5 left. Junction City strikes quickly and now leads it 28-12. A huge 2-point conversion coming up. If you could convert the 2 here, it's a 3-possession game. So you would love to do that. Williams in the backfield with Jamal Johnson. They're going to give it to Williams, and nobody picked up Johnson, and he'll bring Williams down. The 2-point conversion, no good. So Johnson not only doing a good job of toting the ball for Hampton, has made some good plays on defense, and there was another one there. Our score remains 28-12. We'll keep it right here as Junction City will kick off, and we'll see what the Bulldogs have up their sleeves. They'll start the second half with the ball. They may just take a knee, go in, and say, hey, we need to do this and quit doing that and all that good stuff. And stay tuned at halftime. We'll have the Junction City Band. And then I will have Mr. Brennan Cup join me, and we're going to talk AA football. And real quick, let's jump to the USW scoreboard. Pulling up on Gurdon, 14-6, second quarter. And Sylvan Hills leads El Dorado. We'll keep track on that one. Wildcats trying to clinch or keep on pace to clinch their conference title. And as we get toward the end of October, the games get bigger. As this one here between Junction City and Bearden. Dragons lead 28-12, set to kicking off. The Bows will put it, Norman will kick it. And ball goes out, flags fly. And
Why do we swap and do that every time? Every time we put him on, if it's not onside.
I mean, he, bless his heart, he puts his foot into it, drives it out. And the Bulldogs say, hey, we want that penalty, make them kick it again.
You know, he just gave a souvenir to the Junction crowd while that was.
And speaking of crowd, a great crowd here tonight on both sides, especially the home side here. Stands not quite full, but close.
Still looking at one guy that hasn't showed yet.
And Junction brought a fairly good crowd. A lot of our gang wanting to hang out along the fence. Of course, you got some from Hampton doing the same. And Now the kick is squibbed, and I'm sure it didn't go 10, but I'm sure Hampton will be more than happy to take that one. I know if I was them, I would.
First and 10 on the 44.
So from the 44-yard line, a mishap on the kicking,
That gives them a shot at the end.
and all at once,
The way they're
they don't have any timeouts left, but Hampton plays this right. They can get 2 good plays out of it. Let's see what the Bulldogs do. Phillips, quarterback. Looking over the defense, I'm pretty sure, I can't tell the number, I'm betting it is Johnson with him. He fakes to Johnson, he throws, incomplete. That took 3 seconds, 10.5 left. Second down. And I don't know, the old gambler in me, I put 3 out wide, trip set, send them to the end zone. Or send them toward the end zone and just let it fly. I don't know what my offensive mind, I don't know what 5 yards does for you. Second down. Again, they're back. Here comes the pressure. There's the catch, reception. Norman makes a tackle, number 87 for Hampton with the reception. That is, clock stops with 1, and that's it, halftime. They could not get it all set in time. On that reception was 87, and that was Peyton Scaffey. But it brings us to halftime. Our score, Junction City 28, Hampton 12. We're going to step away for a minute. We'll be back with the Junction City band, and then we're going to break down AA football. It is halftime here in Hampton. Junction City leads at 28-12. We have the mini cheer leaders from Hampton. They're going to go out and do some stuff. And while they're doing that, we are going to talk stats here for a little bit. First half stats. Junction City 21 offensive plays. Bulldogs had 35. Offensive yards, Junction City with 203. Hampton had 175. Time of possession, here's an interesting number. 7 minutes and 50 seconds is all Junction had in the first half. Hampton had almost 16 minutes, 15:56 to be exact. Dragons rushed 16 times for 175 yards. Folks, that is almost 11 yards a carry. Wow. Hampton had 24 rushes for 142. Dragons went to the air 5 times, completed 2 for 28. Hampton 11 times, completed 5 for 33. Junction City had 1 touchdown pass. Hampton had 1 and also threw an interception. The only turnover in the game so far. The interception Junction City had, that was Corey DeBose. First downs, 10 for the Dragons, 12 for the Bulldogs. Junction City did 8 of their first downs on the ground, 2 in the air. Hampton also had 2 in the air, 9 on the ground, and 1 by a penalty. Third down efficiency, Dragons 66.7. They had 3 third down attempts converted. I'm trying to say complete. Converted 2 of them. Hampton 50% efficiency. They had 6 attempts on third down, converted 3 of them. Fourth down, Junction City had
one fourth down attempt, did not convert it. The Bulldogs, I was right, had 2 early on, converted them. Their last one that you saw there did not. They're 66%, still not bad. 4 penalties on the Dragons for 25 yards, 6 on the Bulldogs for 45 yards, and 1 punt in the game. So far, that was by Hampton for 33 yards. Real quick, game leaders, Jamal Johnson, 28 yards passing and a touchdown. Cordy Bowes, 1 reception for 21 yards, and it was the touchdown pass. 12 rushes for A.J. Ivory for 147 yards and a touchdown. Joining me here we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit till the Dragon Band gets ready to take the field. They got, like I said, the many cheerleaders out there. And they're trying to get them organized and all. But joining me here, Mr. Brennan Cup. We've been talking rankings and all that stuff. And Brennan, one of the things that I think we both agree on, we don't agree on baseball. Unfortunately, like my son, he is an Astros fan.
1-0 right now.
And I knew that was your opportunity, and you did well. You took advantage of it. I'm going to read out the rankings real quick. Hootens has Bigelow in first with a 7-0 record, followed by McCory, 7-1, Desark 6-1. Okay, 42 Sports has the same 3. Actually, I tell you what, they agree all the way up to number 6. Hazen, Clarendon, and Fordyce 4, 5, and 6. Hazen with a 5-2 record. Clarendon 4-2. Fordyce 4-3. Now it changes. 42 Sports has Hector 7th. Quitman is in 7th on the Hootens poll. Quitman 5-2. Hector 6-1. They're 8 in the Hootens poll. Hector is. Junction City is 9th, and Hootens 3 and 4, followed by Desart. On 42 Sports, like I said, they have Hector 7th, Junction City 8, Gurdon 9, 10, Poet. And Mr. Cup, we'll start off. Let me ask you this: what's your thoughts on the polls as you heard me give them out?
I'm looking at number 6 at Fordyce, and I mean, you know, they won it last year, and I mean, you know, in my opinion, you're the top until season's over, and they haven't been healthy all year, and they got their quarterback back a couple weeks ago, and they lost to Clarendon without their quarterback and several linemen, so I mean, you never know. And I mean, I'm also looking at Bigelow up there at the top. I mean, I don't know much about them. They have a quarterback and run back. They're having outstanding seasons, so don't know much about them. But we know McCrory. They brought everybody back, and we know what they can do.
Got everyone back.
They're dangerous, no doubt.
I agree wholeheartedly on McCrory. I'm like you. Let's talk about Fordyce a second. And Brendan brought this up. Fordyce has not been healthy all year.
Absolutely.
For the most part. They got everybody back against us, and, you know, they had to get the rust off some of them. They looked solid against us. The knock on them, according to, I guess you would say, the posters, they're 4-3. Well, look at the schedule they played.
They played a very tough schedule.
They played an extremely tough schedule. I'll give them credit, that team from Dallas County credit. They played a tough schedule.
Clarendon come out and knocked them in the face there in the first half, and they put themselves in a hole and just about come back for that one. And Merritt did not play that game. Like I said,
Trey
he's
was
back.
out that one.
That's their heart and soul. So, I mean, until they're knocked out, they're the top dog in my opinion.
So, people would say, well, who do you think should be number 1 right now? My money right now, I would go McCrory. I would move Fordyce up from 6, put them in the top 4. I don't care what their record is. They're showing when they got everybody back, they can be tough to deal with.
Bigelow, they've got a couple kids. I mean, man, you look at their stats, they're having great seasons. And, I mean, I haven't seen them play, so, I mean, but they're definitely a top 3 team in my opinion. But, I mean, like you, McCrory, after seeing them last year, they're the real deal. Absolutely.
Hazen, maybe somebody that's got to be paid attention to. They defeated Clarendon last week.
Big win.
Yes, and I was like, when I heard the score, I was like, wait a minute. No, Hazen won it. So you're looking at the 6 and the 8 once again dominating. And real quick, let's jump to the USW scoreboard. I believe we got some interesting scores passed along here.
Well, you guys are keep bringing up these names. I thought I'd give you some scores.
All right.
Current scores right now. It was Bigelow, right?
Bigelow.
Bigelow's 18, Quitman 0. Hector 28-6 over Johnson County. Clarendon 15, Carlisle 8.
It's a better game than expected. Carlisle's had
Yes.
a down year this year.
Yes.
That Poen-Gurdon game is still Poen's 14, Gurdon 6.
I had Gurdon winning that one. Poen, they're showing up tonight. They
And-
lost several players last year.
He mentioning Bigelow equipment. That is the game of the week. That's Hooten's game of the week.
Bigelow's defense is they've played very well this year. I've seen a lot of zeros on the opposing scoreboard for them.
Now, some may be asking about Hazen and Desart. Apparently, those were forfeited games. Hazen was supposed to play England. Desart was supposed to play Mark Tree.
And so they'll pick up wins there. So you'll see Hazen go 6-2, Desart going 7-1.
Desart's there every year. You can't count them out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there every year.
Hats off to them. I mean, we know about them from all the way back to 2008, but even before that, they've been a solid program, and they're still a team you got to deal with. Real quick, let me do this. At the start of the pregame show tonight, I mentioned that Mr. Mark Williams had a trivia question for Dragon fans. The question was this: name the 3 running backs, Dragon football history, that has rushed for over 2,000 yards in a season. 3 of them have done it. And I tell you what, if you want to go to the Dragon Sports Network page and just post it on there, you can, and see if you can get it. I will tell you this: I challenged the crew here at supper tonight, and they got 2 of the 3, so not bad. 3 of them have done it. They rushed for over 2,000 yards in a season. Who are they? We will give you the answer in the 4th quarter.
Daniel Wood and Andrew Tommy had pretty good guesses.
Had pretty good
Yeah,
guesses?
they had good guesses.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll give them that. Of course, if you wonder what that noise is, that's the mini cheer.
They're getting lit in here. No
And,
doubt.
man, they have got it loud here. And they're putting on a little show for us here. So you look at the rankings, and I guess the biggest thing to say is this: none of it will matter in about 3 weeks.
Put the
But
pads on
it's
and see.
interesting to talk about, you know.
I mean, Hazen, I don't know anything about them. That was a great win for them against Clarendon last week.
Yeah, big win.
I mean, no one expected them to do it. And, I mean, you read the comments, and, of course, Hazen people did, but none of us expected it.
No, I did not. I have to tell you that now. Well, I tell you what, let's change the topic just a little bit and go to Dragon football. Your thoughts on the first half and what you see so far in this team that you like, and then some dislikes.
As a Junction fan, I've been waiting all year for number 6 to come out there in pads, and he's back, and he's brought some energy, and we got to see him get hit a while ago, and that was something I wanted to see. I wanted to see how he responded when he got hit, and he looked great. We're getting pushes up front. We're missing a few tackles, but we're getting pushes. It looks better tonight. I mean, Hampton, nothing against them. They've got some good running backs back there, number 6 especially. But Jays look good throwing the ball tonight. The receivers are doing a good job catching. And Ivory, he's running the ball great tonight. And we haven't put the ball on the ground. That's a big thing.
And talking about Hampton running backs, Brendan was talking about number 6, Johnson, number 8, Lindsey. 2 solid running backs, but they have mainly relied on Johnson, who's having a pretty big game for the Bulldogs. Junction City, A.J. Ivory, 147 yards rushing and a touchdown, has been the focal point of the Dragon offense. And don't forget, like Brendan was talking about, 28 yards passing by Johnson. When you got passing yards, you go, well, they got a lot of passing yards. Any passing yards helps this offense.
I mean, you got good running backs. You got to have a couple passes or they're going to clog the lane. And, I mean, Ivory can clear them.
We've seen it before, yeah.
And on Johnson's 2 touchdowns, Ivory, he made a great hold, great lead blocks on those, and Johnson executed both.
And that's where we stand at the half, 28-12. And as the many cheerleaders head down,
our band's taking the field.
Here comes the sound of the border town, directed by Mr. Alan Simmons.
He's done a great job with them this year.
You know what? I agree because, man, they picked up a few folks.
Yeah, they've increased on their numbers a little bit.
They sound good. We're fixing to enjoy them here on a beautiful night in Calhoun County. Junction City leads it at the half, 28-12. And, folks, we're going to go ahead and slide off these headphones and let you enjoy the Junction City Dragon Band.
Tommy said. He said 6 was, he was vocal on the sideline. He haven't had that argument. Talking about 6.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. To continue your halftime entertainment, the Junction City High School Band, under the direction of Mr. Alan Simmons, our drum major tonight, is Senior Cassidy Franks. She is also our feature twirler. Our color guard is Senior Kelsey Reed, Junior Catherine Wood. The band will play 3 of their favorites, Drivin' and Drummin', Shout It Out, and The Horse, as the girls present their routines. Cassidy, is your band ready to perform? You may begin your show.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the sound of the Bordertown Junction City Dragon Marching Band coming out the field to the applause of the Hampton crowd, putting on a great performance. We're going to step away for 60 seconds, and when we come back to second half between Hampton and Junction City here on the Dragon Sports Network. We are set to start the second half here from Andy Anders Field at Boyd Arnold Stadium. And, folks, all I can tell you is this. You got your hands full dealing with this stat crew here. I tell you, I'm going to go ahead and complain now. I want more money. We are about ready to go. Junction City will kick off to start the second half. Hampton will receive. Dragons on top 28-12. And a good kick this time. This one's going to go deep, but it's also going to roll out of bounds. Let's see what the Bulldogs decide to do.
With that where it went out of bounds, they're going to re-kick it.
And I imagine we're going to see a re-kick.
I can't blame them.
And Hampton, yep, I believe that's what we're going to. Yeah, they're going to re-kick it.
So go from the 35.
So back them up. And let's do it again. Dragons ended the first half with a touchdown to get a solid 2-possession lead. Hampton tried a couple plays, got it down to Dragon 30. They only had about 18, I would say 19 seconds to work with, and that's how the first half ended. So the Bulldogs would love to crank up this offense here on their first possession and get some more points on the board. Here's the kick, and this time it's going to go the opposite side of the field, a good kick. And the return goes to the 45-yard line. Washington on the tackle.
Kickoff return by Myron Bradford.
And one thing I want to point out, folks, and I've thought about this, and the guys have talked about it, several of these players really starting to look good tonight, and especially some of the freshmen getting some good performances out of them. This is the time of the year you want to see it as you head toward the playoffs. And let's look at the Dragon schedule real quick. They're here at Hampton tonight. Next week is senior night, and the many cheerleaders like Hampton had here tonight, they'll have them, of course, at Junction. That's the Bearden game. We get a week off, and then the playoffs. So on the 45, 1st and 10, Phillips Gibbs, and that man Johnson gets a good, solid tackle. Brendan, give me a number there. Who all was in there? I see Johnson, Estrada, and I believe Davis. Yep, Davis in on the tackle. So a gain of 2 brings us 2nd and 8. Looked like he was going to get a lot more than that, and then boom, the hole closed, and the licks were delivered. 2nd and 8. Just underway, second half here in Calhoun County. Here's the give. This time it's going to be Johnson trying to get to the outside. Does. Breaks tackles. Junction thought they had him, but he broke loose and drives to the 40. In fact, it's right inside the 40. A Bulldog first down. So 1st and 10 from the Dragon 40, and the Bulldogs on the move here. at 175 yards of offense at the half and adding to it steadily. This will be, I believe, Lindsay on this one, and a gain of about 2 will bring us second down. Johnson, he's on the field, but he gets a little bit of a breather as far as toting the ball. And Lindsay will
He gained about 2 yards, be second down 8.
put the ball at the 38-yard line as we hit the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Your backfield for Hampton, Lindsay, Johnson, and Phillips at quarterback. The snap. Here's the give, and this is going to be, Lindsay again. Good stop by the Dragons. I'm going to say he only got back to the line of scrimmage. He gained nothing on that. And Estrada in on the tackle, along with Wilson. So now it's 3rd and 8. The Dragons trying to shut down this drive that the Bulldogs are trying to build on and get the ball and go to work.
You got to respect 3's legs right here.
3rd and 8. Again, the give. Johnson with running room. Johnson is going to be tripped up by Norman at the, I believe, the 15-yard line. Johnson breaks it down the sideline and puts the Dogs in great position here. 1st and 10 from the 15. So from the 15, the Bulldogs will go to work. Backfield still the same. Lindsay and Johnson, the running backs. Phillips, the quarterback. Dragon defense got to shut it down here. Again, this is Lindsay running hard. They are going right at the Dragon defense. They're not. It ain't no left and right. They're coming right at them. And I'm going to say a gain of about 6 there. I'll tell you what, we'll call it 5. 2nd and 5. Clock closes in on the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. Bulldogs got the second half kickoff and have marched steadily from their own 45. High snap, but the ball is loose. Bulldogs will recover, but there will be a loss on the play. And that'll bring up 3rd down. We're going to say about a yard loss, 1.5 yards. 3rd. And let's call it 6. 7:17, 7:15 going, third quarter, clock running. Flags fly and whistles blown. And the Dragons are going to be called for offsides, and that's what you don't need on 3rd and 5 or 6. Take your pick, because it's. I'm going to say it was 3rd and 6. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now, following a 5-yard penalty.
3rd about a yard.
They're controlling the pace of the game.
And the Bulldogs right now doing what they need to do. They got plenty of time. Their offense is based mainly on the ground, as you've seen all night, so they don't have to get in a hurry. But they do need to score. Of course, the Dragons need to keep them out of that end zone. Flags fly again, and let's see what we got. Offsides on the Dragons. And that will be a 1st and goal situation now for the Bulldogs. Junction right at this moment being their own worst enemy.
Ball's on about the 2-yard line. Going to be 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal from the 2. 6:45 remaining in the third quarter. Phillips awaiting the snap. High snap again. Here's the give. Johnson looking for running room. Johnson is in the end zone. Dragons could not wrap them up. So with 6:35 to go in the third quarter, our new score is 28-18 Junction City. With a very important 2-point conversion coming up.
Touchdown run.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Johnson's a stud.
And I tell you what, you got to be impressed with Johnson. He's had a solid night running the ball, and he's given the Dragons fits.
He's got a great frame, too. He's a hard runner. Quick.
And we were told coming in, you know, they got a good quarterback, solid quarterback, got 2 really good running backs, and that's their focal point, and that scouting report was true for him. As Lindsey gets the call, did not get it. The 2-point conversion, no good. A big stop right there by the Dragons because it leaves it a 2-possession game. So with 6:35 remaining in the third quarter, we're going to step away for 30 seconds. Our score, Junction City 28, Hampton 18 on the Dragon Sports Network. Bulldogs getting set to kick it off. Junction City getting ready to receive. And we're waiting on the Hampton kickoff unit. They were talking with their special teams coach. They're ready to go. I agree with Mr. Ashcraft. It's definitely fall now. You can feel it. And I wonder why I didn't bring that jacket up here, because some weather expert told me I wouldn't need it. I won't call no names.
It's pretty warm out here.
6:35 to go, third quarter.
Y'all got to get down there and hit somebody.
And there's the kick. And it will go out of bounds. Good move. Ryan Allen didn't try to mess with it, just let it go out of bounds. And let's see. Well, we'll start from the 40. So that's what the Dragons are going to do. They'll just take that and go with it. So Junction City offense making its first appearance of the second half, following Hampton holding the ball for 5 minutes and 25 seconds, taking it 55 yards for the score. They failed to convert on the 2. It still gives Junction City a 2-possession lead, which means a touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion would give the Dragons a 3-possession lead. From the 40, 1st and 10, Johnson gives to Ivory. Ivory's got running room, lowers the boom, Key in his way, and if not for that, he might have been gone. I mean, you're blocking downfield, but you got to be moving. Ivory will take it to the 40, let's see what they put on, 42. 18-yard gain for A.J. Ivory to start the second half. And a solid performance so far. We were talking about Hampton's running back and quarterback and focal point. He's been the focal point of the offense tonight, A.J. Ivory. They give it to him again. He lowers the boom, drives straight ahead. That's all you want to see. Just steadily pound the ball right at him and run the clock, and that's what the Dragons are doing at the moment. Because what you would dearly love is run the clock, score, get Hampton out of their element, and force them to have to start throwing the ball more. Smith splits to the top of the field, Key to the bottom, Ivory in the backfield with Johnson on this second and let's call it 4. The give to Ivory. Ivory's got running room. Ivory will get the first down or close to it, I'll say. And no, he got it. First down, Junction City. So reset the chains. And as you used to say in the old CB days back in the 70s, keep on trucking.
First and 10 for the Dragons from the 28.
clock running third quarter. It's hitting the 5-minute mark. Junction City in Bulldog territory. Ivory gets the call again, breaks tackles, gets to the outside. Oh, I knew he was going to call it. When I saw it, Ryan Allen had a guy in front of him, but he held up, and the guy falls down, and I said, surely he won't throw the flag, but guess what he did? He did it. All I can say to that is bless his heart. So that will be, well, now they're talking it over. I figured they're going to get them for blocking the back. And they are. Now they're going to call it.
Flag on the field. Finley moves the ball back to the 36-yard line.
So they'll put the ball back at the 36-yard line. And that's where Junction City will crank it back up 1st and 10. Williams checks in. They're giving Ivory a breather. And now the ball is fumbled. Johnson picks it up. He's got pressure. He's going to have to run. And best thing to do is just fall down and not make it any worse.
Because 3 was trying to strip. He was on a hunt.
So now the Dragon drive that was looking very promising is starting to come apart. They're going to put it down at the 42-yard line. So Junction City, 2nd and 25. You know they're going to go for 4th down if it comes to that. So 3-down possession here to get the first and an interception. That is not what you wanted to see. Now they've got a little running room on the far side. He steps out of bounds. Johnson's pass went straight to Galbert. Galbert picks it off, returns it to the 40. Let's see where they're going to put it down at 42-yard line of Junction City. So the turnover gives the Bulldogs a big opportunity here late in the third quarter. 3:48 remaining. They're going to put the ball down on the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. First turnover of the night for the Dragons, and it comes at a time that you definitely didn't need it. Of course, they never do.
That was a horrible comment.
So you need the defense to step it up here. They're going to start it again, and a great play. Jamal Johnson strolls through, and he needs – yeah, Nell's giving them a warning now. You need to play under control. Lead the talking on the sideline.
Play with energy, but don't step over the player. Lucky he didn't play the flag.
So a 5-yard penalty, and we're lucky. Well, I mean a penalty, 4-yard loss, let's call it. 2nd and 14. Lucky that we didn't get a penalty on that.
Second down.
Flags fly. Let's see what we got. Procedure on the Bulldogs. So now Hampton starts with great field position, and they're going backwards. The ball will be placed square down on the 50-yard line. Clock goes under 3 minutes here in the third quarter. And the Bulldogs are now looking at 2nd and, let's call it 20. Phillips back. He's got pressure coming. He goes down. Davis back there finishing it off. I tell you what, the Dragon defensive line looking good. 67 back there. 50 back there. I believe that was Jeter and Davis and Sawyer. And now the ball is down on the 45-yard line of Hampton with a 3rd. And they're showing 19 on the board. I would say 29. They're about 19 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So you got to shut it down here. Hampton has converted some big plays
on long distances, and they're going to try here. They're going to the tight end. It's incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
It's incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
So with 1:55 to go, let's see what the Dogs do here. I would suspect they go ahead and punt, play a little field position, and I believe that's what they're going to do. Get them a good punt, back us up. Junction City will send Johnson back, and he will stand on about his 18-yard line. Joining him now, they're going to put 2 return men back, and I believe that is Corey DeBose on the other side. So they're setting up for a return. Junction City, yeah, now they're pulling a few more back. Hold everything, had a guy coming in late, and that's on the Bulldogs.
Penalty against the Bulldogs.
Their whole team on the field, all 17 of them.
They are going to get them for procedure and back them up 5 more. So a drive that started at the or possession that started at the 41 ends up at the 40 of Hampton. They go backwards 19 yards.
I can't believe this crowd cleared out like that after the Childers left.
So here's the snap, 4th down.
Watch the high snap.
And it is a high, slow one, but Junction City's setting up for the return. They left it alone. And Johnson has an opportunity to return, picks it up. Here he goes. He's trying to get across the far side of the field. They got the wall set. Johnson on the goal at 45. Johnson at the 40. Johnson at the 35. Cuts, and it's going to be tripped up at the last second at the 25-yard line of Hampton. So, got a player down.
Well, return down to about the 25-yard line.
It was a return of 44 yards. And Hampton having a player checked on. We're going to step away for 60 seconds. We'll be back on the Dragon Sports Network. .134 remaining in the third quarter. Junction City with an excellent opportunity here at the Hampton 22 following a 47-yard punt return by Jamal Johnson. We had a player down. He's up and moving. And while we're getting ready to start, let's jump to the USW scoreboard.
Yeah, Bryant still hanging it to Cabot, 35-7.
Whoa.
El Doredo's 30, Sylvan Hills 15, and another 6A looks like a good one here. That's Greenwood 28, Benton 21.
Whoa. Well, as we mentioned a while ago, Denton, this time of the year, I mean, you got the big games and things are starting to take shape. We were talking about halftime, of course, we was talking about Double A. We was talking about Bigelow and Quitman. That's a big one. Number 1 ranked Bigelow taking on number 7 Quitman. Bigelow was winning that in the last. We had 18-zip.
Gurdon 6, Poen 20, quarter 4.
Whoa. I think you picked the Indians on pick 6, didn't you? Yeah, he did. In the meantime, a flag on the far side of the field. They're saying there was a penalty, so they'll put the ball back at the 47-yard line, and that flips it 25 yards. Instead of starting at 22, they started at 47. Junction City 1st and 10. Here's the give. A.J. Ivory on the stretch run. He's got a hole, lowers his shoulder, and goes to the he goes down hard, too. He goes to the 35. And I believe he is down. Yep, they're fixing to call timeout. We're going to leave it here because I think Brendan's telling me in the headphones I can hear me saying, I believe he just rolled it. And it looks like that's all it is. And we hope that's all it is.
Second down.
And now he's back down. He's took a knee. We're going to step away, folks, for a minute. We'll be back.
Let's go, defense!
Junction City set to get started now following the second down run by Ivory. Now Williams is in. He's got the first down. He's got more. Williams down the sideline. He's gone. Touchdown, Junction City. Jadavian Williams breaks it around the side and streaks into the end zone, and the sophomore takes it all the way in, takes it to the house, and now it is 34-18.
He's got a burst of speed, man. It's special. You give him a hole, he's gone.
And the Dragons, with 51 seconds left in the third quarter, will go for two. Big 2-point conversion here because you convert this 3-possession game. And the Dragons, Smith, DeBose split out wide. And Williams in the backfield with Johnson. The gives to Williams. Williams goes through. He's in. So our new score with 51 seconds left is now Junction City 36, Hampton 18. And the Dragons will get ready to kick it off. That's what you want to see from the Dragon offense. A good little possession. Despite the penalties and all that, they take it right in.
DeBo's got to watch that right there. He slung that dude down at the end, and then the dude come after him. One pop to the hill. Yeah, he went after it for a second.
Coach Means, I believe his 4th year at Hampton, trying to get the program righted and going. They've been looking pretty good at times, been issues of transfers and stuff. But coming into tonight's game, like I said, the only record that matters is conference. They were 1-0. They were trying to get it to 2-0. Junction City trying to get it to 2-1 with Bearden, the last conference game remaining. A win there, of course, would give the Dragons the 2 seed. Right now they got to take care of business here. 51.9 left in the third quarter. Dragons on top 36-18. Here's the kick. They're going to kick it straight and deep. Johnson's going to return it. He's got some running room. He cuts it up the middle, tries to break it to the outside. He will go to midfield, past midfield, in fact. And on the Dragon 49-yard line, that's where it appears Hampton will go to work 1st and 10. Great return by Johnson. Tell you what, that guy is solid. And I believe that is Johnson down. And let's see what we got. Yeah, they got him up and going. Okay. I believe he's, yep, got the cramps. Tell you what, he has put on a show tonight for the Hampton offense. So the Bulldogs are going to put the ball down on the 50, right in the middle of the field, 1st and 10, 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. And you're going to have to see a sense of urgency out of the Hampton offense now. They're down 3 scores. And they don't really like throwing. They look good at times. But they're going to, they fake it like they're going to run. Now Phillips in trouble, and he will get a yard. He looked like he was going to be sacked for a loss, but he'll get about a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 9. And that's probably going to be the last play of the third quarter. Let's see. Yep, that's going to be it. On the tackle was Hodges, a freshman. And that's going to be it for the third quarter as the clock hits 1 second and 3 quarters are in the book here in Calhoun County. Our score, Junction City 36, Hampton 18. You're watching Dragon football on the DSN back at 60. We're about ready to start quarter number 4 here in Hampton. Dragon defense on the field, trying to shut down the Dogs here as they'll go to work, 2nd and 9. Phillips back, he's got pressure, throws, and it is caught. Flags fly, let's see what we got. And I believe they're going to have a face mask here. Pass is caught by Galbert.
D-Wood also got the years on that trivia when he texted me. He knew the years. I shout him out. He said, shout him out.
And it was about an 8-yard pass. Now they're going to penalty is against Hampton. I'm not sure what was. Did you see the call? I thought it was on us. I was looking to see where it would go to, and they're saying that they never showed what they called. It has to be holding, yeah. So the ball goes back following the reception. They're going to spot it back at the 49-yard line, and it will be 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Phillips again dealing with a high snap, and this time the Dragons, the defense is there. Rolling in on the tackle. And real quick, it is the 4th quarter, and we said we would, on the Mark Williams trivia question, see who could get it. Mr. Cup claims he has a winner. Do you have a winner, you said? Daniel Wood is who we're claiming the winner. I'm looking to see if anybody posted.
He knew the years and everything.
And okay, so we definitely got to give it to him. Not only that, we'll get into that right after this play. Phillips back on 3rd down. Throws, and it's almost intercepted, but it's ended up caught. And Johnson will finish off the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 11. It looked like for a second Junction was going to have it. And we got 10:30 remaining in the 4th quarter. It's going to be 4th. I'm trying to see. Okay, they got it now. 4th and 12. I figure Hampton's going to go for it here. You're down by 18, but they're coming out like they're going to punt.
There's no way. Stop the clock on them. We're good with it. We're good with it. We'll roll with it.
The 4th down. The completion takes it up. Was a 7-yard gain, but that's it. But let's see. The Dogs are showing their punt. Junction has set up for the return, and we got a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 30 seconds. We'll be back on the DSN. .10:02 to go in the ball game. Junction City up by 18. So he did name all 3 players. And the years? Woo. Daniel Wood wins it.
And Tommy also named them.
And he's so give Andrew Tommy some credit too.
He didn't have the years, but he had the players.
The first player to ever do it, rushed for 2,249 yards in 1986, Dion Meadows. The next one to do it in 2014 was Jaquise Dancy, 2,076. The most yards rushed in a season belongs to Shima Taylor in 2017, and he had 2,522 yards. And an awesome year by Mr. Taylor. Awesome year by all three of them. All right, the Bulldogs have changed their mind. We're not going to punt it. We're going to go for it. That is what they're showing here on 4th and let's call it 12.
He's got good legs on him.
There's the snap, back, looking, pressure's coming, throws. It's dropped, incomplete.
It was there.
And it was there. I don't know if he got the first down, but he would have had a chance at it.
He would have definitely had an opportunity. He looked up
So
before it got
the
there.
change of down, change of possession will put the Dragons on the Bulldog 49 with 9:56 remaining. And you can't blame Hampton. You got to go for it. I mean, no doubt. So Junction City with a chance to officially put it away if they could score one more. They would definitely wrap it up. They'll start with Williams in the backfield. Johnson at quarterback to give to Williams. Williams comes across 45, 40. Williams drives out of bounds. And that should be enough for a first down.
Right at the 40.
I'm going to put it right at, they're going to say now, right at the 40. So he is about, I'd say, yeah, about a yard and a half, 2 yards short of a first down. So a good first down run by Williams. Now they're going to say 1 yard short. 9-yard run by Williams on first down. 2nd and 1. Clock running, and that's what you want to see right now. Junction City trying to put the nail into another win. And more importantly, conference win is Williams. Got space, got running room. Williams makes a cut. Williams inside the 20. He's in the purple zone down to the 18-yard line. And a 23-yard run.
It is.
So 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
All I care about your Davian Williams.
They're going to put it on the 16, so change that. That is a 25-yard run by Williams. And the Dragon offense on the move again. They'll feed Williams. Williams just lowers it, goes into the – just keeps right on trucking over the 10 down to about the 7.
AJ makes holes. He follows his block.
Williams brings the ball in about the 10-yard line.
And
Second
Two
down.
knees, then run a 10-yarder every time.
Clock steadily rolling here in the 4th quarter. Next week it's senior night, and it's also, I would be remiss if I didn't say it, mini cheer camp night in the border town. And the final game, folks, is hard to say, of the regular season as Williams gets the call, trucks it to the outside. He's got the first down and a little bit more, but it'll be a 1st and goal situation for Junction City. So the clock shows 7 minutes, 53 seconds left. Junction City on top, 36-18.
All about the 5-yard line. 1st and goal.
After that, after the Bearden game, an off week, a bye week, and then the Dragons will make their, you ready for this, folks? 24th consecutive trip to the state playoffs.
Hopefully it's a memorable one.
First down run. This is Williams. And not much happening there. Be 2nd down.
Wayne, I got to run over there as soon as this is over and get some money from Miss Dawn, then I'll be right back to help clean.
Clock closes in on the 7-minute mark. Dragons taking their time, milking the clock. And let's see what we got here.
Only about the 3-yard line.
Williams is checking out, and A.J. Ivory is in.
Ivory's back in. That's a good sign.
Johnson's going to keep it. Spins away from a would-be tackler. He's in the end zone.
You know, he's followed that block from Ivory very well. Ivory's clogged the lane
Carried
every
in by
time.
Jay Johnson.
And now it is 42-18.
Ivory's lead blocking tonight has been. Ivory's whole game has been great. He's still limping. Get him out of the game.
Dragons will go for 2. Great run. Johnson had to get away from a tackler in the backfield, spins it, and gets in. And we've talked about this tonight even during the breaks. He has had a solid job at quarterback. Really looked good tonight. Here's the 2-point attempt. They're going to give it to Ivory. Ivory goes in. He's got it. So with 6:39 remaining in the game, Junction City's lead is now 26. The score is Dragons 44, Hampton 18. You're watching Dragon football on the DSN back in 60s. Dragons send the kickoff team onto the field. They now lead at 44-18. I know the scoreboard shows 42, but it's 44-18 as Ivory capped off the 2-point conversion. 6:39 left in the game. Next week, as I mentioned before, senior night in the border town. They'll take on the Bearden Bears. And the kick here, again, not going very far. And not a very good job of it. That should, I believe, if I'm the Bulldogs, I take it right there. And they will. And then after the bye week, the start of the playoffs, 2021 edition. Had a couple scores passed along. We checked USW scoreboard. Denton told me Greenwood up on Benton. But that was 34-28. And Poland is still up on Gurdon.
Golly, Gurdon must be playing terrible.
El Dorado up on, that was Sylvan Hills they were playing. Here, Dragons are up 26 on Hampton on first down. There's Johnson on the go. And that young man has turned in a solid performance.
He's had a heck of a night. He's a hard running back.
Solid running back.
He's pretty good at defense too. He's a good football player.
And Hampton, despite being down by 26 in no hurry,
First and 10.
as the clock steadily rolls on. They'll go to the air here on first down and a nice reception, but it won't be much on the gain.
That's complete to Tavion Gallagher.
About a yard gain. The pass a little high and kind of let the receiver, wasn't very fast getting out there. He left the receiver vulnerable. He took a couple of licks. Clock closes in on the 5.5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
Better watch out, boys.
The 43rd meeting between these two. Most of them have been in conference play. They've been conference rivals for a long time. A couple of times switching conferences. In other words, they wouldn't be in the same conference or something. Of course, the Dragons did go up in the 3A a little bit. The year that Junction was up in 3A, Hampton made a run all the way to the finals before losing. And I believe that was in 2016.
They had a special talent that year.
Third and about 8
Phillips back to pass. Dragons trying to get a little pressure. It's intercepted, and he got some blockers in front. And Jamal Johnson trying to get away from Phillips, and he will. Touchdown, Junction City.
Defense, they're playing a little better tonight, boys. I will say. We've missed some tackles, got some stuff to clean up, but they played better.
And it is now 50-18. It'll be a 2-point attempt.
That's just showing you right there.
Dragons will go for 2 again. The crowd here at Boyd Arnold Stadium not happy, to say the least. And I'm pretty sure you can hear some of them right near us here.
Let them know the Astros are still at 1-0.
And yeah, we don't do baseball scores in October. I got somebody in my headphone here. Need to tell them the Astros are winning, but I'll tell you that we're going to kick an extra point, and we made it.
That was Norman.
Norman with the extra point. It's good. Now makes our score Junction City 51, Hampton 18. Jamal Johnson's interception return sends the Dragons over the 50 mark for the second week in a row. Last week they scored 60 against Chapel.
Tommy called a 52-14 game on this.
And now it is 51-18. On the pick'em score, they're trying to claim that.
He says it's 51 over here for us.
Yeah, it is. If you see the scoreboard, folks, if we show it that way, it shows 49. It is 51-18. They missed the 2 points. So, Tommy Brown's trying to take credit for the pick'em score, but if you overshoot one of them, that eliminates you. He overshot 14.
It's pretty close.
I've been known to make the rules up as I go. Let's go to USW scoreboard. Poland a winner over Gurdon tonight, and that's kind of a surprise there because I really had Gurdon looking at them doing something as you see the return go up to about the 46-yard line, and that's where Hampton will go to work. 4:27 remaining in the game. Junction City will improve in the series to 33-10. This is the 43rd meeting between these two. The Dragons now lead it 33-10. Junction will go to 4-4 on the year. Even they'll hit the 500 mark. Hampton falls to 2-5. More importantly, the Dragons are 2-1 in conference play. Hampton will fall to 1-1. The Dragons now in the driver's seat for the 2 seed in the 8AA. And I got a score to pass along here right after this play. First down, they're going to give it to Johnson.
Jackson Thurman was on that tackle on kickoff. You want to get his name?
And he'll go to about midfield. On the previous tackle, Jackson Thurman making the tackle. USW scoreboard, Mr. Ashcraft, El Dorado 44, Sylvan Hills 15. So quarter in the third quarter, but El Dorado looking like they're on their way to another, and that is a conference game, right? To another conference win. Phillips is going to keep it here. He will get, if he doesn't get the first down, he's right on it. Hayden Hudson making the tackle. And that, that looks like a first down. Now they're going to say, yes, it is. I was going to say, move the change, gentlemen. They did get it. Clock continues to run. Junction City in command, 51-18. If you're Coach Brad Smith, you saw a lot of things you loved tonight. Offense looking good for the most part. Defense is solid. Still a few things to work on, but the freshman group that's come up has been a big help. We've called their names several times, and I know the guys, when we were sitting talking at supper, mentioned that, man, these freshmen, if they can contribute, they can help out. They ain't got to do extraordinary things. Just get in there, make some plays, make their presence known, that sort of thing, and they have done it. They'll have one more game to go before the playoffs, so opportunity for some more playing time.
Phillips is going to go to the air here on second down, and he is under a tremendous rush. And Galbert had beat Ryan Allen, had the position, dropped it. 2:22 left in the game. Third down. Fordyce is on the schedule next for Hampton. They'll go there. And then they'll finish the regular season at Parker's Chapel, and that will be a very interesting game. And on this play here, nothing happening. Junction City in the backfield. Hudson. And I believe that is Davis. Clock hits the 2-minute mark. And Hampton facing a fourth down, and let's call it 8. Of course, they're going to go for it. So the Dragons need to make one more stop and put the offense back on the field and run the clock out. They're going to bring the pressure. He's going to run with it, and he is going to get the first down. He's got some, I tell you what, Phillips, he gets outside, he can turn it on. So Jonah Phillips gets the first down with 1:32 showing.
Run out of bounds. Be a first down for the Bulldogs.
So Phillips gives the Bulldogs a fresh set of downs. The clock starts running. Crowd slowly making its way out of here.
Let's be serious, though. They're a better team than Chapel. We play better football tonight. This is a good game.
And they got a new back end for the Bulldogs. He'll plow the middle. That'll bring up second down, and the clock will hit the 1-minute mark here of the fourth quarter.
This is one of the best games we've played this year.
And we'll go ahead and start the post-game show now, folks. And I'll tell you, listening to the guys talk, my assessment, it's probably one of the better games Junction has played by far. They've looked solid all around. I agree with Denton. He's telling me, I hear him here saying all around, and they did. All around defense, special teams, it all looked good. He had a few penalties, not a lot. I think one turnover, and they forced a couple turnovers. And you can't just, you can't say, well, this should have been better or that should have been better. They put in a solid performance tonight. This pass goes incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. 27 seconds left in the game. Junction City, they're going to leave Calhoun County tonight with a good team win. And that, folks, you want to hear that on October 23rd because, like we said, about 3 weeks away from the start of the playoffs, you want to start seeing some improvement. Getting the freshmen up helped us tremendously tonight. In fact, let's go ahead and do the numbers here as Hampton is still got a couple more plays, run probably 2. Offensive plays, the Bulldogs are fixing to run offensive plays 64 as you see it. The ball is fumbled. Phillips will cover it up. That's probably going to be it. Junction City ran 35. Offensive yards, 326 for the Dragons, 270 for the Bulldogs. Time of possession, 28:52 to 14:36 in favor of Hampton. Rush attempts, Dragons rushed 29 times, 298. And, folks, get this, over 10 yards of rush. Hampton, 44 rushes, 223 yards rushing, 8 of 19 passing for 47. Junction was 2 of 6, 28 passing. Junction, 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. 2 interceptions on the Bulldogs, but they also had a touchdown pass. Turnovers, 2 for Hampton, 1 on Junction. First downs, the Bulldogs had 20. They got 15 on the ground, 3 in the air, 2 by penalty. Junction City, 15 on the ground, 2 in the air. Third down efficiency, the Dragons finished 66%, 2 out of 3. Hampton, 6 of 14, 42%. Fourth down, we tried it one time, failed. Hampton, 3 successful fourth down conversions out of 7 attempts. Penalty yards, both teams had 9, 60 yards on the Dragons, 65 on the Bulldogs. and Hampton punted twice for 35 yards. As I said a while ago, and the general consensus, an all-around solid performance for Junction City. Next week is senior night in the border town. The Dragons will face the Bearden Bears. Hampton on the road to Fordyce. And the Bulldogs, probably best thing we can say, they're looking at the 3rd seed. Going to try to grab that. Fordyce is in command right now. Junction City right now in the driver's seat for the 2 seed for the playoffs. And other than that, folks, that's about it. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For Denton Ashcraft, our producer, I'm Wayne Pumphrey. For our stat crew, Ricky Watts, Tommy Bryan, and Brennan Cupp, big thank you as always. Outstanding job they do. For all of them and me, y'all please have a safe and wonderful weekend. We'll see you next Friday night from the border town.